There's something about being mugged in continents that sticks with you. It stays in here. You can't get it out, especially being mugged at knife point. Today I'm going to talk about 2 incidents in my life in 2 continents where I got mugged. And I'll compare the difference and what I think of the crime rate in the 2 different places. The first one was in Africa, Tanzania, Christmas 2013. I've only been living here a couple of months. I came here in around October 2013, so this was Christmas. So I haven't been living here long, so I don't know that much about this place. I was coming home late night, it was about midnight. I was with a friend, this girl. Okay, I had a few drinks, so what causes these incidents is usually people are a bit intoxicated. These kind of incidents usually happen. We're coming home where I lived, and we got a tuk-tuk bajaji, so we're coming home, but stupid of me, I didn't stop the tuk-tuk bajaji, they call them in Tanzania, outside the apartment where I lived. I stopped it, I told him to stop. I don't know, maybe they planned it, I don't know. They stopped about 1 minute walk, if that, from my apartment entrance of the building. I just said, oh, just get out, stop here, we'll get out here. And then there was a lane towards my apartment where you had to walk. So it was like a main road and then the lane. So they parked on the main road and had to walk. So we started walking. There was 2 guys in front of us. I didn't think anything of it really. And next thing I know, I don't remember much, which was weird. Next thing I know, there was 2 guys were pushing me, I think. And then I kind of realized what was going on, and then I was like, get off me, and then I started kicking them. And then suddenly, like, before I know it, they ran away onto a bike, a scooter or motorbike, and then they drove away. And then I was shouted like, police, police, police. And obviously there's no one around, they just drove off. And then I realized as soon as I said that, I looked in my pockets, the pockets were all empty. They took my phone and I don't know if I had probably whatever money I had left. And I noticed, I think they kicked me as well, because the next day, I didn't even notice this, but the next day my leg was killing me, so they must have kicked me in my leg, my shin, and then I think I bent down, ouch, and then as I was going ouch on the shin, they got into my pocket, and I think they must have used, I don't know if they had a small knife, I don't know, but my jeans the next day were the top seam of the pocket was like ripped open. So they were either pulling in my pocket or cutting open my pocket, I don't know. But they really, like the top of the pockets was ripped off. So they really went hard in my pocket, or they ripped it or something. Anyway, the girl I was with, I looked over, she was trying to get a bag from the next door neighbour's boundary wall fence. What happened was, when the guys came, she threw her handbag over the boundary wall next door. She's smart, a lot smarter than me, to stop them getting it. So when they drove off, I turned around and she was getting a stick trying to get the bag back. It was like a wall, boundary wall. Her bag was over it where she threw it, but there was a little fence as well. She was getting a stick and I was helping her, and she got the bloody bag back. Couldn't believe it. So she was pretty clever doing that. That's something I wouldn't have thought about. So that was my first incident of being mugged in Africa, Tanzania, which wasn't that bad. Like, basically Tanzania is just petty crime, really, stuff like that. That's probably one of the worst things you get. You rarely get like violent stuff. I don't even know if they had a knife or not. But the second story I'm about to tell you, this was in South America, and I was looking this up. This is quite surprising. If you look at all the top 20 most violent cities in the world, they're all in friggin' South America. It's like Brazil, Ecuador, and Mexico, almost South America, Latin America, Argentina, stuff like that. It's all South America. There's all the violent places. And there's like the only African cities in the top 20 is the ones in South Africa, isn't it? Like Johannesburg and another one in South Africa. I don't really count South Africa as Africa anyway. So there's really none in, I don't know, North Africa or East Africa. There's no violent cities there, really. So I was in this place called Salvador, which is kind of on the east coast of Brazil. I went there, went to various places in Brazil. The date was September the 5th, 2015. I will never forget it. So I've already been to Rio de Janeiro, Brasilia. One of the reasons why I went to Brazil to see this famous architecture in Brasilia. Then I went to the Amazon rainforest. Anyway, a friend of mine recommended this place called Salvador. I don't know why. I think I saw that on the top 20 as well of the most violent cities. I didn't know at the time. Only been there a day. I was only staying there 4 days. Went around during the day, and then at night I went back to the hotel, and then at night I got a taxi into the town. About 20 minutes in the taxi in traffic, so I went out, had something to eat. Met this security guard, tall guy. Started talking to him. He said he was going to show me some places to go out, so started hanging out with him. We went into a bar. It wasn't that late, maybe 11 o'clock at night. I remember this girl came, we were sitting on a table talking, blah, 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 having a few drinks, whatever. Then I went to the toilet, which is only like one single cubicle toilet, shared, male, female. That was it. I think that was the toilet. And I went in there. I can't remember if I shut the door, but for some reason the girl came in after me. I don't know why. There's a motorbike there. For some reason the girl came in after me. I don't know why. And then I don't know if she shut the door. I was like, what are you doing in here? And then suddenly the guy came in as well. And he shut the door and he pulled out this fucking huge knife. And he was going, ah, ha, 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 ha. Something like from, I don't know, James Bond, Live and Let Die movie or something. And I was basically, this was like 3 of us in there, this like small cubicle, about this wide by that wide, a toilet. And he just went like that, and I was like, then I just basically emptied my pockets, gave him what he wanted, and that was it. Then, after that, I don't really remember much. All I remember is waking up in the cubicle, maybe two hours later. I don't know if I think they must have left and I fell asleep. I didn't get attacked or anything. I don't think they just left me. But I fell asleep or something. And then I woke up and I wondered what the hell happened. And then I opened the cubicle, went into the bar. There's no one around. It must have been like 2 hours later. And then I went to the bar staff or asked something like, I went like that and I couldn't speak. It's like, everything was gone. I didn't have any money. I couldn't speak. So I didn't realize at the time, but I realized afterwards that I didn't even realize the next day. I think I realized days later I must have been drugged. I think they call it date rape or something. I don't know, but basically I couldn't speak. So didn't know where to go, couldn't speak. I thought, how the hell am I going to get back to the hotel? So I just walked in some kind of direction, I thought. And then on the way back, I was like, it's like really late, there's no one around, it's dark. I get mugged like 2 or 3 times going back. People like just walking down the street trying to find a hotel. It's a long way away, I don't know. So I must have been walking for about at least an hour. During that time, people were coming up to me, grabbing me, putting their hands in my pocket. I didn't have anything, so at that point I was like drugged. I just didn't care. I was like trying to explain I don't fucking have anything. They're still putting like all their pockets, putting their hands in my pockets trying to grab stuff. I was just like, I don't have anything. It's like walking. Then another guy comes over, just puts his hands in all my pockets. It's like, what the fuck, man? I couldn't even, I was like that. And then, so that happened maybe 2 or 3 times. And I was like so tired and like so drugged up that I just, people were just coming up to me, putting their hands in my pockets. I didn't care at that point. After about an hour, I managed, God knows how, I found the hotel, went into the reception. couldn't explain what the fuck was going on. I couldn't explain I stayed at the hotel. I couldn't explain what room number I was. I can't even remember how I explained to them. I think I must have wrote it down or something. My name, I think, or something. But then I finally got into the room, and that was it. I woke up in the morning just with a hangover. That was it. So comparing these two incidents in my life, looking back, like Tanzania is nothing really, is it? It's like a pretty safe place compared to some place like Brazil. In my experience, it's a pretty scary place. I won't be going back anywhere in South America pretty soon, so I didn't like it as much as Africa, which is quite surprising because I was excited about going. I don't want to generalize the whole place. I only went to Brazil, but I'm sure it's a nice place, but I'm not rushing back there, to be honest. Don't drink when you're on your own, or don't get intoxicated, because most of these incidents happen when you've been drinking anyway. You kind of loosen up a bit. And also, lessons learned is to be more vigilant. Research where you're going. I didn't realize that place was pretty bad. I'm sure it's okay if you know where to go. And I was on my own, and you've got to be careful on your own. I also realized that Africa is a nice place and friendly people, and I don't experience much crime here. I think that was just a one-off incident, really, and most of it's petty crime here. So I think 3 takeaways from this. The first one is crime can happen everywhere, but it will vary depending on the type of place it is. The second thing is research where you're going. Research if it's going to be bad and dangerous. I really didn't do that. But then again, the third thing is don't let that put you off having a good time. You've got to take some risk, so don't worry about it too much. So I hope this doesn't put you off visiting other continents. If you want to see videos in another continent, Asia, I did some videos in China. You can watch that here and subscribe over here, and I'll see you in those videos over there.